What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So I wanted to talk about seasonal buying and collecting. So with Halloween upon us, we know that we're getting the trick-or-trade packs. We know that most likely there are going to be a lot of spooky cards getting posted on Instagram, content being made, and people are going to be appreciating those cards that are just kind of haunting or scary. Two cards that just right off the top of my mind, which I don't own, I used to own and have since sold, but two cards that I want to talk about that already just right off the top of my head are really, really creepy looking, but I don't have them here to show you guys today. We're going to talk about a ton of other cards, both vintage and modern, but some creepy cards that just right off the top of my head, some of the creepiest cards. The Skyridge Alakazam and the Skyridge Gyarados. Both of those are really, really creepy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would highly go take a look at the Skyridge Gyarados and Alakazam because they're really, really terrifying, honestly. But I just think that a lot of people are going to be a little bit seasonal and they might buy some cards to post or show on their Instagram that they want to appreciate because the scary, spooky holiday is upon us. I know me personally, my daughter's birthday is very, very close to Halloween. It's October 23rd. So that being said, she's definitely a Halloween baby. And my birthday is very close too in November. So we're very, very close. And all of a sudden, I got really, really into Gengar. I've always been a Gengar fan, but didn't have any really like super valuable Gengars until I bought the Tag Team Gengar, which, where is it? This was like the first like nice Gengar that I had in terms of having a PSA 10. But other than that, I didn't really have a lot of Gengars, and that was because I wanted to complete all of the tag teams. Technically, my first like nice Gengar was this one that we graded from a super cheap collection that I bought, this Fire Red Leaf Green Gengar. But again, who is the most popular spooky Pokemon? Most likely, people are going to say Gengar. So we're going to be featuring a bunch of my favorite Gengars that are in my collection, different conditions ranging from something as low as a PSA 5 to PSA 10 cards. And then we're going to talk about some modern cards that are in my modern slab collection briefcase that I wanted to talk about, as well as Team Rocket. I kind of think that Team Rocket is going to get a little bit of a bump during Halloween with all of the dark Pokemon. I feel like a lot of the dark Pokemon are pretty scary. Also, Team Rocket Returns, I think, would be another good one for kind of those darker, meaner looking Pokemon. So I think that Team Rocket could actually be a focus around this time. And it could already be going up right now without my knowledge. I have not been really looking or targeting Team Rocket cards, but I feel like they're up there. In particular, I want to reference this one before I forget it, but this one is just mean, spooky, scary, freaky vibes. There's the Team Rocket grunt in the background, looking like they're about to nab somebody's Pokemon. But, and this is one of my favorite Slowbro cards. I know we have the Slow King, the Neo Slow King, which is a super hyper grail card. But this is a card that pretty much everybody can acquire. This one got a PSA 8. I actually pulled this one out of a Team Rocket heavy pack myself, and we graded it. And unfortunately, they shafted me with an 8, but it has a really, really nice swirl right there. Nonetheless, it is kind of a scary looking card, and I think, you know, these cards are going to be the focus of today's videos. Cards that I think are mean, scary looking. I think they might be a focus this month, and while that might not be a long-term price change, I think that prices are going to jump a little bit on a lot of these cards because the season is upon us. Now, today we were going to talk about another mail day. We were going to talk about another card that just came in, but we'll just save that for tomorrow or another day. Today I've been putting this off. I wanted to talk about seasonal collecting and investing, you know, stuff that we buy around Christmas time, stuff that we buy around Halloween, stuff that we buy around Valentine's Day. There are so many different celebrations throughout the year, and I think that there's some correlation with Pokemon, and I just felt like that was a good topic because nobody really talks about it. So we always want to try to think a little bit outside of the box here. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about what we'll do is we'll start with the Gengar cards because I know most people are going to probably want to see the Gengar cards. And then we'll end off on that note with all of these modern cards that I think are kind of dark, creepy, scary, spooky, and we'll talk about those real quick. So, starting off, I want to announce that, you guys know that I bought a Skyridge Gengar in PSA 10. This is one of my favorite cards in my collection, but I couldn't stop there. I have grown to love this card so much, I could not help myself. There were a lot of listings. There was a recent sold for $7,100, and I saw a 9 listed by James at Z&G Emporium, and it was listed for 6.2, and I just pulled the trigger. It was a new cert, brand new cert, even newer cert than my 10, and I pulled the trigger on another Skyridge Gengar. Guys, don't judge me. I love this card so much. I do have it listed on eBay, but most likely just listed on eBay because I can, if someone buys it, it's not the end of the world. I've got my 10, but I really love this 9 and honestly have zero intentions of selling it. It's on my eBay for store traffic to bring people to the store, hopefully. And just because I don't have any Grail cards posted on my eBay besides the Lugia that I'm selling, and then this Gengar. With Gengar becoming one of my favorite cards, I just thought, who better to be like a cool store mascot than Gengar? But I have it listed way over market. This card is not worth more than 6 or 7 grand. I think I have it listed for like 12. So with the idea that no one's going to buy this card, which I don't want anybody to buy it, I'm very, very happy with this copy. Guys, here we have a PSA 9 Skyridge Gengar. Right in for spooky season. It's absolutely stunning. The holo is flawless. You guys can see it's a 123 cert, and my 10 is a 90 cert. So this one's actually a cleaner, fresher grade than my 10 is, but this one has one flaw. The back is really, really clean, which is, again, like, I bought it because I was just like, bro, that looks just as clean as my 10. What's the flaw? I know it was crazy me buying this card, but the flaw is actually right here. You guys might not be able to see it too well, but there's a print line going through the holo. But it's so hard to notice. You can see it going kind of through this holo orb. It's a perfect print line. And what I mean by that is it doesn't really get in the way of the card's beauty whatsoever. So while some people would be very, very annoyed with a print lines have always been one of those things that I just don't mind. And if I can get a really good deal on a card that has a print line, I'm going to buy it. I really don't care about the print lines. So yeah, this card has a print line. And what's more, you guys may or may not notice, he has a swirl in his head, which is kind of cool. He's got that that psychic vibe. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but there is a holo bleed and there is a swirl. Oh, you can actually see it. That's crazy. There's a swirl in Gengar's head. So why is that important? Because I have a swirl on this one too. It's a body swirl. It is not on the card, but I have a swirl on this Gengar as well, but it's in his belly. So I wonder if you guys are going to be able to pick that up. Probably not. Probably won't be able to pick it up on camera as easily as the other one, because that other copy has a really good bleed on the swirl that's on his head. But this one has a swirl on his belly. So I kind of, once I saw that this one has a swirl on his head and this one has a swirl on his belly, I kind of was like, I know it's weird, but they're like swirl buddies. They're like brothers. Like they both have body swirls. So yeah, this one is really not getting sold, and I'm just stoked to have it in my collection. I have a 9 and a 10. Such nice copies too. Really happy. And I also contemplated selling my 10 and keeping the 9, but honestly, I know it's insanity financially, but I'm going to keep both of these. So I paid 6.2 for the 9 and 25 for the 10, totaling a net of 31K wrapped up in just Skyridge Gengar. Yes, it is insanity, but I really like Skyridge Gengar. I put it off for way too long. Next up in line, I don't have this guy in a 10, but it looks amazing in a 9. He's got a little swirl, is the Sabrina's Gengar. I think Sabrina's Gengar has already seen a lot of hype, as has Skyridge, and honestly, there's no reason to pump these cards anymore. Gengar is already popular. These cards are already popular, and I'm probably not helping anybody by putting more focus on them, but it is a part of this video, the seasonal aspect of collecting and buying. Halloween is right around the corner, and I think with the trick-or-trade packs also definitely featuring Gengar in them, I think that it's only a matter of time until Gengar sees even more of a push with Halloween right around the corner. And this isn't really like you should invest in Gengar, which I know a lot of people might take it that way. This is more like you should pick this card up because I think around Halloween they're going to get really popular and they're probably going to get bought up a good bit. Pokemon has never been as popular. We've never had the kind of peak craziness that we have right now in Pokemon. So this is kind of like my alert to you guys that this is a good card to buy. Sorry, I had to get the hair out of my face. But yeah, the Sabrina's Gengar is absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. And yeah, well, I would love to have this card to 10. You know what? I'm settling for a 9 probably because I'm probably never going to get this card in a PSA 10. I am right now in talks. I'm going to go ahead and put that away. I am right now in talks of replacing my Neo Genesis Lugia. So I'm hoping that works out. So we'll stay tuned on that. Okay, next up we have, I guess we'll go down the line here. We've got this Gengar level X, which I think could be really, really popular. He's pretty freaky. He's caught, jumping out at you. So we have the Gengar level X. I only have this guy in a 7, but I picked this guy up for 40 bucks. So it was a lot of fun to get this card graded. Probably one of my better returns in terms of a vintage card actually going up some in value. And I actually keep that PSA 7 level X with my Grail cards because I really like the level X's. Highly recommend taking a look at the level X's. They're really cool. It's kind of a niche thing to go after collecting. Maybe now it's not, but there was a time where nobody cared about level X's. And so the level X Gengar is up there, but a lot of the level X's are absolutely sick. And kind of give off those gold star vibes with the gold level X. Next up, a huge fan favorite. For me, I got mine back from PSA in a 9. I have no intentions of getting this card in a 10. I just don't like it as much as most people do. But this card is the quintessential Halloween card right here. The Gengar VMAX. It's absolutely crazy. It's got spooky vibes written all over it. And it's just an insane looking card. I don't like how a lot of the card you're seeing inside of his mouth. I know a lot of people think that that's sick. But yeah, between the chunky, the blocky looking teeth and the massive throat we're looking into, for some reason, this is just on the bottom of the list of my Gengar cards. I know a lot of people are going to hurt with me saying that. I know this is a fan favorite for a lot of people, but I personally just don't like it. Now, my reasoning is different from other people's reasoning. If you guys like this card, definitely let me know what your favorite thing about this card is. Sometimes people's opinions have an impact and change my perspective on how I look at cards. But this is just maybe one of the more lackluster Gengar cards in my opinion. I really, really wish we could have gotten a PSA or a V alt art as opposed to the VMAX with the clouds. And also, I guess it's Gigantamax, whatever we call that version. Or no, I guess it evolves from Gengar V Gigantamax. Anyways, I guess what I'm saying is I would have rather had a Gengar V Gigantamax version as an alt art than the VMAX version. So that would have been nice. We didn't get that. It's all good. Just like we are not getting the Gengar in the Phantasmal Flames as far as I'm concerned. I hope that knowledge is correct. Anyways, I think one of the spookiest things about this one is it's kind of got that quintessential spooky haunted house behind it. If you look in the very, very corner of Gengar, it might be kind of hard to see. We'll back that up a little bit. But you can see there's a house or a haunted castle in the background. And so I think that also adds to the spooky vibes of Haunter. Also, I don't own it, but the from Temporal Forces, there's a Morty's Conviction with Gengar, even though it's not really spooky. But the spookiest card I think that we're going to see some movement on and that I should probably go ahead and scoop up. It is a modern card. It's not a vintage card, but I love it nonetheless, is the Temporal Forces Ghastly, featuring the entire evolution line. It is absolutely nuts. That Ghastly is such a nice card, and while I was very critical of it in the early stages of it kind of getting pumped and manipulated, I think that that's one of the top cards for the spooky season. And just the fact that it shows all of the evolution line in it makes it really a great Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar card. It's got it all. Next up, I think this card really hits the nail on the head as far as a spooky, haunting card that just kind of a little bit much for a kid's card game. This one to me seems like it's more for the adults, but taking a look at this trainer gallery, I believe this is Lost Origin, yes, and Akira Komayama, I'm going to have to remember this because he's the GOAT for this one. Akira Komayama, I think that this one could see some serious movement and a lot more demand because, one, the holiday season is upon us, but two, this is seriously an amazing Gengar card. This could have been the V alt art that I was looking for, but we didn't get in Fusion Strike. But Lost Origin gave us one of the best Gengars of all time. What is this? TG Trainer Gallery 6. The Lost Origin Gengar. This Gengar, in my opinion, right? I don't talk about Modern much, but I have a lot of Modern PSA 10 slabs that I like. And, you know, this is definitely one of them that's up there. This one we graded ourselves. I think I picked this guy up for 20 or 30 bucks. So this was a really nice card to get returned. But the way that the eyes light up, the way the holo lights up, it's just a trainer gallery like anything else. But the fact that it's got that vibrant purple and his red holo eyes. And then if we look at the card, creepiness. We've got this lady blowing at the fire. She's creepy looking with her face paint. We've got this crazy lady back here cutting up something. She's got a massive knife. Is that something that's super kid friendly? I don't know. You tell me. Back here, they've got some clothes hung up. They're like bandits. They're like a group of bandits all together. And Gengar is just happy as can be. He's right at home chilling with all his bandit homies. We've got this girl back here. She's up to no good. But this to me is just absolutely a scary Halloween card. So I think it deserves some love, respect. Oh, let's not forget the axe chilling. There's an axe in the background. Oh, try to get that focus away from my head. There's an axe in the background. Oh. There's an axe right here in the background. Trying to get that to light up right there. And so there's an axe right there. She's got a knife up here. It's a little bit more of a R-rated card than it is a PG card. Maybe we'll call it PG-13. But yes, this Gengar is right up there. I think it could definitely see some popularity. Now, let's talk about a card that absolutely made waves, right? So the Lovebirds, the Latios and Latios GX made waves, right? That card went from a stunning 2.7 to $10,000. It has an absolutely incredible track record the past couple of months on price movement. It might be settling now finally, but and the art's beautiful. Do I think it's justified for how much it is? Maybe. It's not super high population like a lot of the modern hype cards that we have today, particularly the Mega cards and the Destined Rivals cards, but which Destined Rivals is right up there. I think that Mewtwo, before I forget, the Nidoking, Crobat, and the Mewtwo are all kind of spooky Halloween cards. So there's a good chance that Destined Rivals PSA 10s of those cards could see some serious growth here shortly. Now, there are a lot of probably other spooky cards that are in Destined Rivals. Being a kind of Team Rocket set, it kind of goes with the vibe of Team Rocket Returns and Team Rocket. My theories on those maybe seeing some price fluctuations, but also just people cleaning them out and buying them off the market. So that's more what I'm concerned about is, do you like these cards? If you enjoy these cards, maybe now could be a good time to buy them. Maybe it's a bad time to buy them alternatively because of the effect that Halloween might have on some of these cards. But I still think now would be a great time to buy them, post them around Halloween time. I know on Halloween I'll be posting all of my Gengar cards, or at least a couple of my favorite ones on Instagram. So I have, by the way, I don't ever talk about this. A couple things I never talk about. I never tell people to hit the like button. I never tell people to subscribe. And I never really tell people, hey, follow my Instagram. But for those of you that don't know, I do have an Instagram just for Pokemon. I have Orion Sires, which is my personal Instagram with my family. Nothing really posted on there card-wise because I want to keep it more family-oriented and personal. But I have Orion Sires Pokemon, and that is my Pokemon Instagram where I post everything and anything that is Pokemon related or on my stories. But anyways, Yes, so the tag teams and GXs saw a ton of craziness and hype, and this one is no different, right? This Gengar went from being $1,000, $1,300 in a PSA 10, or at least that's when I remember when I was looking at it, to jumping all the way to $5,000, man. And when it had its first big jump to 2,000, I just knew it was going to be special. And I bought this copy off of my good friend. Shout out to my boy JD. He hooked this card up for me at 1.8 when the market was more like 2.2. And I bought another copy that I wasn't happy with, and I bought that copy for $2,000 or $2,400 or something like that. This brought my cost average down, and then I was able to sell that copy for 2.4 or 2.3, and then I just kept this copy that I picked up for 1.8. So anyway, all that to say that I have a really good cost basis on this card, I think, and it's just a beautiful card and just screams spooky. Not only do you have a creepy Gengar, but you also have Mimikyu, who's getting a lot more traction and attention these days. Also, I should probably give an honorable mention to our boy Marshadow, who's making a huge debut. Is making a huge debut, guys. Labubu debut. Anyways, I'm literally forgetting what I'm saying. Marshadow has made a great debut in the most recent set, Mega Evolutions, or at least I'm pretty sure it was Mega Evolutions. It has to be Mega Evolutions. But the Marshadow is getting a lot of attention, and I think with Halloween around the corner, there's a good chance that he's going to get more attention now. So I would keep on the lookout for that. Biggest cards I would think for Modern would be that Marshadow is definitely going to get more popular. The Trainer Gallery Lost Origin Gengar, and then the Temporal Forces Ghastly. I think that would be really big. And then maybe even the Temporal Forces Gengar Full Art. The Temporal Forces Gengar Full Art and the Ghastly card were really my entire reason for buying a bunch of cases of Temporal Forces. I didn't buy Temporal Forces at $200, $250 a booster box either. I was buying Temporal Forces at like, I don't know, $160, $170 a booster box. Whatever MSRP was is pretty much what I paid for my Temporal Forces. So again, I was buying sealed product pretty much like up till recently, until prices like ballooned and it became really expensive to buy into sealed product. And so I'll stop there before I go off on a sealed investing rant. But yeah, so I would definitely keep an eye out on those. And then last but not least, we'll talk, we got this Fire Red Leaf Green Gengar, but we already talked about him. I love this card. I hate the artwork, to be honest with you guys. I hate the artwork of this card with a passion. But I will say, EXs in general, all the EX cards are going to see more demand. I really believe that. From my perspective as a collector that's never really gone after EX cards, this is the first EX card that like I knew I was going to keep regardless of it being a PSA 5. I just love the fact that it has the hollow borders, and honestly with that light purple, this card just pops off so much. But my point is, EX cards all have that hollow border, and the old EX cards, and they just look so damn good. And they've never done anything like that since then. So I think those would be something worth looking at in terms of vintage. At the show that I went to the other day, there was a Venusaur EX and a Blastoise EX that I badly wanted to trade for. Particularly the Venusaur, because it was a PSA 10. And it was so nice, and the guy was willing to do a trade for my Battle Styles case. But I don't know why. I was so busy trying to get content the other day. And then yesterday we went to the apple orchard with our family. Well, I took the kids and Diana, and we went to the apple orchard with her siblings and her side of the family. So that was day 2 of the convention. I really wanted to go back to the convention on day 2 to try and get those cards that I was trying to do trades for, but it just didn't work out. I literally went there to get content for you guys. Like, honestly, I spent $30 to take my wife as well. There was no charge to take the kids. But like, I hope you guys really appreciate that video showing all those cards, because of my time constraints and making that video, I had no time to actually make deals and buy and trade for the cards that I really wanted. In a way, I'm complaining that I chose the content for you guys over being selfish and just going to buy cards for myself. But in the future, maybe I need to find a better balance of like, let's do 20 minutes of content and a couple little video clips, and then spend the rest of the time trying to get deals, trying to buy cards, trying to trade for cards. I know you guys would have appreciated that deal content just as much as me showing you all the cards that were there. So I need to be better about that in the future. At a local show, I will try to get more content of me making deals or trades, so there's a little bit something more for you guys to enjoy. And that way, it's a win-win. You guys see content. I also get to make some deals and talk to the vendors. But we did talk to a lot of great vendors. But okay, moving forward, some cards in my modern collection that I think are definitely kind of spooky, kind of scary looking. This Blastoise 151. I don't know if this is a name for it, but I like to call this the bully Blastoise, right? I don't know if people are calling it that or if I heard that from somewhere, but I think the name is perfect. He really does just look like a scary big bully. Like, he looks freaking menacing, right? So in the deep, dark depths of the ocean, I think that this is definitely, even though it's a water type, I think that the Blastoise deserves a mention as being a scary, menacing card, in contrast to other Blastoise cards that we've had, especially stuff like this, the Tag Team Blastoise. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, my tag teams are over here. I just think there's such a contrast from like cards like this Tag Team Blastoise, where he's like kind of happy, he's cute with the Piplup, to like, damn, this Blastoise is hard and menacing and mean looking. Okay, so we'll keep going. And also, speaking of Marshadow, if you like Marshadow, there's the Machamp Marshadow GX, where Marshadow's honestly featured a little bit more than the Machamp. I don't know if it's a spooky card per se, but if you like Marshadow and you're feeling the season of Halloween, then that could be a card that people may want to look at. Now, I know I'm forgetting one of the biggest ones, right? I think Giratina might be in that spooky area, but we're not going to talk about Giratina. The reason I say Giratina is because Giratina is like a really freaky space centipede. So if anything is going to be terrifying, you know what? We are going to talk about Giratina. We're going back. If anything, tell me a card more beautiful and terrifying for Halloween season than this guy. Is that not? Come on, look at this. I mean, dude, this is a terrifying, absolutely terrifying rendition of Giratina. I could see that definitely seeing some popularity. In general, any of the, I guess maybe the, any of the Komiya, was that Komiya? That might have been Shinji Kanda. Hold on. I should know this by now. Yep, Shinji Kanda. I'm not going to go ahead and say that a lot of the Shinji Kanda artworks are gonna explode, but I could definitely see Shinji's art and Komiya's artwork. Some of Komiya's like trippier stuff, like the Galarian Slowking. I think Galarian Slowking, that alt art from Chilling Reign, I think it is. That's like kind of super creepy. I don't think I brought that up here today, but yeah. Okay, also, this Blitzel is kind of scary looking. This isn't like one of my like more favorite modern cards, but I wanted to get it graded because I just liked that it had like kind of Harry Potter in the woods type effect. And everybody seems to call me Harry Potter, so I guess kind of fits the bill. But I think this is kind of spooky in terms of like, guys, if you were in these woods, you'd be freaking scared. Don't even at me and tell me you wouldn't be scared walking alone in these woods by yourself. You would be kind of terrified. While it is a beautiful artwork, it's also kind of a chilling artwork. It's a little bit eerie, and yeah. Now, before I get a ton of crap from everybody for not mentioning Umbreon when Halloween is upon us, that's why I'm bringing up this card. Also, we might as well bring up not the Umbreon VMAX, but I do think that this Umbreon, and honestly the Espeon in Evolving Skies, it's a psychic, but it kind of has some creepy vibes to it. But I think that this Umbreon V definitely deserves an honorable mention as kind of a spooky, creepy looking card for Halloween season. He's got all these Grimmsnarls and pincers ready to tear him into pieces. And he's just like, y'all can't touch me. I'm up here. I'm chilling. Y'all can't touch me, but I'm also still menacing. So I think Umbreon V deserves a mention. But with that being said, I thought this Penny was kind of like a creepy looking card. She's like looking back like she's about to do something fucked up. And like, pardon my French, I'm going to try not to curse so much on the channel, but like, look at how the eyes light up, right? Like, I played a little bit of Violet, so I'm familiar with Penny's character and how she's like kind of the orchestrator behind, you know, this, what do you call it, communication with you from like a secret anonymous person that's really Penny the entire time. So she's like kind of a helpless nerd, but she's also like a mastermind. She's like an evil mastermind. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say about Penny, but also Umbreon's in here. I think them together make a really cool like Halloween-esque card. And she's got her EV backpack like she's about to go trick-or-treating or something. So I thought that was worth mentioning. These two I got to bring together. I was so happy to grade these myself. But we got the Shrouded Fable Persian that I think people really, really like. And you have the 151 Giovanni's Charisma. Tell me these aren't meant to go together. These are meant to go together. They look good together. They're meant to go together. We've got the SIR with the illustration, and they just look great. And I don't know, they're kind of creepy, they're kind of cool. Again, I don't know if that fits Halloween vibes. I just kind of thought it was neat. This Paradox Rift Groudon, and feel free guys in the comments, share all the creepy cards I missed and like dark cards I missed. Houndoom, anything is probably a Halloween vibe. This Groudon I think is a cool, modern, like dark, kind of creepy vibe. I don't know if y'all agree with that, but if I was in front of this Groudon as a Pokemon trainer, I would be quite terrified. And I can't wait to get some kind of counterpart card that's like a Kyogre card. This Shrouded Fable Houndoom, if that's not like kind of creepy and scary looking, a bunch of Houndooms coming after you in the wild, I don't know what it is. It's like a pack of wolves. So, and they're kind of like demonic demon wolves, right? That's kind of the vibes that this gives me. You can see the tail of the Houndoom in the background. Kind of looks like the tail of like a demon, or we'll just keep it at that. Another one that I think is kind of freaky, kind of scary, kind of dark looking, like almost makes me feel like there's an inferno going on, but it's just cool. This is a really good rendition of Scizor, and I think it's why Obsidian Flames deserves a little more credit. You've got the Charizard, you've got the Pidgeline, you've got the Ninetales, and you've got the Scizor. So I think that this is a really, really awesome card. And I think, again, Destined Rivals has a lot of like creepy, darker cards like that, I think, that probably deserved mentions that I'm just forgetting here. As well as a lot of Team Rocket cards. Dark Charizard especially, the way he's looking back is kind of creepy. But in terms of the Komiya art, this Drowsy from Scarlet Violet Base, which there was one of these in a 10 at the show, and I really wanted to pick it up, but I kind of held off on buying PSA 10 Modern cards at the show, and I ended up not buying anything at all, which sucks. But, or even trading for anything. But if this isn't creepy and weird, I don't know what is, but that's also what makes Komiya so amazing, is this trippy, creepy, weird art style. But you guys, a lot of you should be very familiar with the Drowsy. And if you look at these parents over here with their kid, this is a creepy card, guys. I don't know if the lighting is going to show this card as well as it should, but you see those parents right there with their kid right here. That's kind of creepy. This is a very, very creepy, trippy artwork, right? I cannot believe that this like county fair is depicted in like something that's so fun and such a good memory is something depicted as kind of an eerie, creepy, dark, sinister vibe to it. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I know it's going to be a long video. I just thought I really wanted to talk about like seasonal buying and collecting and kind of what that looks like. And maybe some people will have a piqued interest over these cards. I know that there's, you know, I have a lot of good friends that are like and people in this neighborhood are crazy about Halloween. They deck their houses out. They're crazy about their costumes and stuff. Me personally, I've never been that person. I've never been like crazy about Halloween, but when we had Aspen, my daughter, and her birthday is so close to Halloween, that's like when everything kind of changed for me, and I started looking at cards that are a little bit creepier in a different light, because my daughter is kind of like that. Like, she likes like creepy, weird things. One of her favorite things is the Addams Family with all those like creepy characters. And she loves Wednesday, which is the creepy daughter. So like, my daughter is like rubbing off on me, and I have a lot of good friends that are also like really, really into Halloween. So if you guys are really into Halloween, let me know what you thought about this video and these cards, and let me know if this kind of struck a chord with you and maybe you would pick this stuff up around the holiday season. Anyways, peace out, guys. Have fun. Let me know what you're collecting, and I'll see you on the next one. And I appreciate all of you.